So you would like an HDMI matrix switcher with additional long-range Cat6 outputs. Do you want to know how you can send 4K at 60 Hz with 444 colour spacing to 120 meters, or even transmitting 1080p signals to 150 meters? Well, keep watching to find out how. Hi, my name is Phil from SY Electronics. With Xcalibur, you can now transmit further and at a higher resolution with the Xcalibur 44 and Xcalibur 88 HDMI matrix switchers. The two models both share the same features, but as the name suggests, have a choice of either 4 inputs and outputs or 8 inputs and outputs. These Xcalibur HDMI matrix switchers have two sets of outputs. Firstly, an HDMI output, then an additional mirrored HX output to transmit over a Cat6 link to the included Xcalibur receivers, utilising the power of our HX technology. Okay, so let's concentrate on the Xcalibur 88 for a moment. This unit will accept 8 HDMI sources that you can route as you please to 8 sets of outputs. Each output channel has both an HDMI and a mirrored HX output port, allowing you to connect up to 16 displays to the output side of this 8x8 matrix. The HDMI outputs can be used either for short distance local displays or using AOC fibre cables to send signals to distant display monitors. The 8 HX outputs allow you to transmit signals over Cat6 cable to 120 meters at 4K or to 150 meters at 1080p, and all using 444 color spacing, so making this an ideal product for when you want to display a spreadsheet, for instance, or other text-rich content in a lecture theatre, boardroom or meeting room, and so on. This product also supports all HDR formats, including HDR10, 10+, HLG and Dolby Vision, with two-way infrared pass-through, RS232 Control, LAN Control and CEC Control. The CEC Control feature lets you control input source devices and both the local and remote displays over the HDMI and the HX outputs. What more would you need? Well, what about audio de-embedding via balanced analog audio and SPDIF digital audio outputs on the Xcalibur matrix for feeding into your in-room audio systems, as well as via stereo output jacks on the Xcalibur HX receiver endpoints themselves, which are useful for connecting to a soundbar, for instance, under a display. The matrix unit has per output 4K to 1080p downscaling. The HDMI and HX mirrored outputs can even be scaled differently to each other on each output channel. All the HX receivers are included in the set, and with POC, power over cable, the matrix powers all of the receivers, so no need for separate power supplies behind the displays. Then we also have a built-in test pattern generator with 6 different coloured patterns at 4K 60, 4K 30 and 1080p resolutions. Plus we have VKA, our built-in video keep alive function, ideal for use with projectors or with digital signage applications. With all these onboard features, including the ability to send 4K at 60 Hz 444 to 120 meters or 1080p signals to 150 meters, this matrix switcher is an extremely strong product that packs a mighty punch. We also have this product in a 4x4 version with identical functions and features. The 4x4 version comes in a 1U high chassis, while the 8x8 version comes in a 2U high chassis. So flexibility is the key here. Whenever you want a matrix switcher, think Xcalibur. You can mix and match which type of output to use for a particular display depending on the distance and install requirements. You may use some or all of the outputs simultaneously. Each output port can have its own scaling settings applied. So one product does it all. HDMI in, HDMI out, and use the HX output ports to send over Cat6. You choose which version to use, it's up to you. You can stock one product line to do everything that you will need. So to summarise then, the Xcalibur matrix switches feature mirrored HDMI and HX outputs, compatible with HDMI 2.0, 4K 60, 444, 4K to 1080p downscaling, HDR compliant, a built-in test pattern generator, VKA, audio de-embedding at the transmitter and the receiver, two-way IR pass-through, RS232 Control, CEC Control and LAN Control. To find out more about these great products, contact SY Electronics or your SY dealer. So as always, thank you for watching this episode and we'll see you on the next one.
SY, the center of your connected world.